What's up? What's up? It's your man Jimmy Chan. All right, so this right here is just a regular equation. There's nothing that acts, and there's nothing, no transformation going on, right? If you look at the x, there's nothing connected with x. There's no plus or minus here. There's no multiplication here, and there's nothing outside of this as well. So all I want here is for you to just create a table and throw some numbers in there and see what this graph actually looks like, right? So let's take this, let's come down a little bit here, and let's say x, and then the y is 1 over x, right? So let's see here. So if I was to throw in, I don't know, -2, right? 1 divided by -2 would be -1/2. If I put in -1, well, 1 divided by -1 would be -1. If I put in -1/2, it's going to give me a -2. If I put 0 in there, it'd be undefined. If I put 1/2 in here, it will give me a +2. A 1 will give me a 1, and a 2 will give me a 1/2. So those would be the points that I would see, right? So let's go ahead and graph that and see what that looks like. Let me add that right there, and boom, oops, or boom. All right, so if I to zoom in a little bit so I can see these points here. So at -2 is going to be -1/2, somewhere there. -1 is going to be -1, and then -1/2 is going to be -2. And then at 1/2 is going to be 2. At 1 is going to be 1, and at 2 is going to be 1/2. Okay, so there I go. And so I said that this is going to look oh boy. I wish I can just draw free-handed. It'd be so nice. And that's gonna happen, so I gotta bring this down. A lot harder than we think it's gonna be. Ooh, that's really close. Let's stay right there. All right, so let me go ahead and duplicate that and bring that over here. If I can just replicate that, that'd be great. There's just a, oh wow, that was pretty darn good right there. So let's call that right there that. Actually, this turned out almost as good, if not better. All right, so the part that is really not said to you guys enough is the fact, I had to go mess around with it, is the fact of this, okay? So yes, this goes on forever that way, and that way, that way, and that way. And notice that if I was to put in 0 in here, it'd be 1 divided by 0, which would be undefined. So in here, there is going to be not a point. Okay, and there's no way of getting the y value to be 0 either. So that's why there's nothing going to be right there. So I want you guys to understand that, yes, this curve right here is only in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Okay, now what the part that you guys don't really see is this line right here. And let's go ahead and this line right here. So notice that I put down 2 pink lines right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them and I'm going to make it dotted. All right, and let's make it a little bit thicker. There we go. That looks pretty thick. Right there, dotted, and that. Okay, so let me make sure. That's literally right on top of that. Perfect. Okay, so this right here and this right here, these are called asymptotes. okay? This is a horizontal asymptote. And this is a vertical. So I should probably spell this one a little bit better so that you guys can actually see what it says. Meaning that, so the vertical asymptote means that the graph never crosses the vertical asymptote. The horizontal asymptote, however, is more about what's happening towards the end. Towards the end, when you're going to infinity, it's gonna not touch it anymore. But somewhere close to origin, it might cross it a few times, but towards the end, it will smooth out and eventually get towards the horizontal asymptote, but no longer cross it anymore. Same thing with this direction toward negative infinity. So if you look at this, notice that the domain is going to go from negative infinity to 0, and then from 0 to positive infinity. The range, however, same thing. It's going to go from negative infinity towards 0 without touching 0, and then not touching 0 all the way to positive infinity is the range. So I wanted you guys to understand that so that this way, when you guys have a chance to graph and you guys were to transform this, even though if I'm giving you points, understand that if you would just transform the asymptotes, you're doing essentially the same exact thing. So essentially you're going to take this and you're going to move the, without moving the graph paper, of course, but you're moving everything else with that, all right? I hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. See ya. Bye.